welcome to the show, 5 Play Friday Live. We are looking at plays today. Appreciate everybody joining. Super excited. Yes, today we are super excited. We're going to look at a single game, 5 plays from a single game, tournament game in the Chicago area. Some people may have already seen some of these videos, but lots there for us to learn from. So a little different in that we're looking at specific plays in a sequential order in overtime. So that's a little interesting. Good to see Patrick Weaver is back from New Hampshire. Let me cut that down. Come on now, that looks pretty good. And the Sioux Falls contingent, wait a minute. Of course, Chris Janish and now Jason Honey jumping in as well. It's like we got too much Sioux Falls action going on. Tom Hickey's in the house from Milwaukee. Go Bucks. Mike, we are not reviewing that fight scenario this week. Yeah, wow. Mike Goodwin, shirts off in the front yard for that like 12 minutes of daylight. Yes, I have a doubleheader tonight. I have a doubleheader on Saturday. Boys tonight, girls tomorrow. And Jason Hayes is super excited, as am I. What the? Yeah. Randy Wilson, good morning. Yeah, we've got rain coming here in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. I guess there's reports of Holocaust conflagration of here in California. I mean, we got some issues, but yeah, not that bad. At least around here in the Bay Area, just not much going on. We'll see what this next storm brings. Of course, flooding sucks. Whew. The Zooch making it happen from Missouri. All right, Run, Rides, Reps, first year official, and every game gets better. That is what you want, man. You want a spiral of success, and then you run into, this game sucked. Everything went wrong. What happened? How did it, that's certainly, it's not an easy ascent. There's the graphic that shows the constant progression towards success, and then the reality is, we're making strides. We have a setback, we're flatlined, we're strides, etc. The ride's not always smooth, but that's awesome to see you in the chat today. Billy Mack's in the house. Awesome. Oh, here we go. Adam C. and Darwin Sonata. A battle of colors. Green, blue. What do we have? Michigan? What do we have? Michael Hogg is here to bring it all together. 51st year. Wow. I am 15 years in. It seems like forever. Loose ball situation, Billy? Tony Dahl has a bonus play. We're going to go to Tony's bonus play after we focus on that single game. Yeah, pound it. Whack it. Pow. Oh. Moscow, Idaho. Let's see. And what's this? Randy Hubbard in the house. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. That's awesome. You have a great day as well. That's tremendous. Thanks so much. Nate Luther's in the house. Mike Connors is here. Jake has a question about when to use the approved signal for a tip. Well, first of all, do not use it in a blocked shot situation habitually. Right. So you see some officials when there's a play near the basket and the ball is blocked, they immediately go to a blocked shot. You know, they want to indicate, no, that was not a foul, that was a blocked shot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't build that habit into your game because you're going to have to break it. It's not a good habit. When is the signal is used when the ball has been deflected by the defense and has gone into the back court. The signal here is that the defense was last to touch in the front court and the offense can now legally touch the ball in the back court. That's the purpose of the addition of that signal, right, in backcourt situations. Now, right, we utilize some signals to communicate to the stakeholders in the game what has occurred, or we use some actions. Our body moves in a certain fashion, right? So sometimes everybody on the bench is going traveling. We might use the ball was fumbled motion, not a signal. It's not an approved signal to help people understand what may have occurred on that play. Sometimes when the ball is deflected, we may use that. Sometimes we'll use that proactively, right? If you are a center in a three-person crew, maybe not in your situation, but center in a three-person crew, and the ball has come out of your primary and the defense was the last to touch the ball and it's going towards the backcourt, we may give that signal not so much for the stakeholders in the game, but for our trail who may make a ruling on that play, letting them know that the ball was tipped. Right? So there's instances, but whatever you do, if you do not do that in a blocked shot situation habitually, right? Just let the play happen, right? If we need a clarifying indication, then we can make those, learn how to build those in, but always understand National Federation of High School approved signals and mechanics, dominate those, and then build other things into your game, whatever you find to be successful. Let me know, Jake, if that makes sense to you. Nate Luther is getting evaluated. So that is a formal process where you're at. That's awesome. That's awesome. Especially if it's coming in after the game feedback, take it all in, take it all in, take it all in. Yes, positive. Right? We're not resisting the feedback. We take the feedback. Like 8 of those things made complete sense. 2 of those things just don't jibe with me or my understanding, etc. Right? But just listen and take it all in. I hope that all goes well. Dave Craig it's just chilly. Dave Craig's in the house. It's like, Minnesota is representing. Exactly, Adam. Do not use it on block shots. Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. That is absolutely correct. That's why you don't want to use it in that shot. Especially, do not make it habitual. Right? We're going to use it maybe potentially occasionally, but not as a reaction to the play, right? The play is occurring, the play happens, maybe there's energy that we can help diffuse with a subtle indication, not a signal. But I would definitely take that to heart. Do not do that in a block shot situation because it's a habit and it's a bad habit and it's going to be hard to break. Cool. Yeah, you see a lot of kids make soccer-like actions with their feet. I'm here for it. Excellent. All right. Rockin' D is in the house from New Mexico. Kevin Smith from Lexington. We are dominating the country today. And here's Michael Williams from the beautiful San Francisco Yay area. Yeah. Where are you at tonight, Mike? I am doing Contra Costa games at Cal High in San Ramon. Haven't been there in probably 3 or 4 years. It's just one of those gyms. It's just like I just don't go there very often. Wait a minute, Mike. Do we have a game on Saturday? Oh, I know I have one with Dex. Yeah, listen to Kevin. Missouri representing. Awesome. Good to see you, Mark. Double headers seem to be on the agenda. And Dave Craig says it identifies you, right? And that's one of the things as a young official, right? We don't want indicators that we are that young official. We want indicators that we are sort of above our pay grade, right? And we could do that with the absence of things that identify us, but inclusion of some things that show that we are comfortable, calm, cool, collected, certain, etc. in our calls, because those things go a long way to the stakeholders in the game. If they think, well, he knows what he's doing, right? We can concentrate on coaching our team. We don't have to worry about, etc., etc. It's a calming effect, and it's subtle. It's just a human being seeing human being. They seem uncertain. They're doing things that are expose them in a certain fashion as being the younger official. And if we could start eliminating those and analyzing our game videos, one of the quick ways to do that, and just our body position, our confidence, and our demeanor, are we standing tall, etc., then everybody goes, right, and the game appreciates it. So that's a good point, that it tags you as new official. Excellent. Okay, cool. So what we're doing today is we're going to look at 5 plays from a single game, from end of game scenario, single overtime, and then a double overtime. We will go there. And yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. Will we be successful? We will find out. Bruh. I have them available. I ought to use them. Oh, cool. And once again, let me just say thank you. Ooh, somebody gave me a thumbs down in the comments. I'm sure it was just... let me just say again, thank you to Randy Hubbard. Much appreciated, much love. That's awesome. That is awesome. And I thank you very much. My tech team thanks you. And yeah. Okay. All right. Boo, 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 boo. All right. End of game scenarios can be challenging. The game is compressed. We want to be fantastic. Let's look at some end of game scenarios, and so that we can get better as basketball officials. Let's look at 5 plays, and let's start right now. Greetings and welcome back to 5 Play Friday. Let's get started with our very first play. It's a you make the call play. Do we get the ruling correct here? Let us know. Play number 1.
Another free throw could possibly seal this game, making it a 2-possession game. Second free throw, he knocks it down. That's why free throws are so clutch, ladies and gentlemen. Making it a 2-possession game here. They got to hit a three, and they need a stop. Deep, deep three from Spears. He knocks it down. A huge shot from Jack Spears, knocking down a deep, deep three. So clutch.
All right, the ruling here is delay of game warning on white. Correct ruling? Incorrect ruling? You make your ruling. Put it down in the comments below. We're going to review the play later. We're going to review it after play number 3. And let's now move along to play number 2.
I've been saying this the whole time. It's going to be a good game from the start, and it has proven to be one. A nail biter. 70-69, 7 seconds left. Batavia has the ball. Ambrose inbounds. A little confusion there. Nazos made the pass in. Or Ambrose made the pass in, and Nazos fell. I've been saying this the whole time.
Holy cow, what the heck just happened in our game? Wow, this is an incredible play. One that it's great to look at and look at all of the things, what we have here, right? We have an end line throw in. Players allowed to move. The official clearly indicates that, right? Players allowed to move. They have a play designed to throw back to a teammate who's going out of bounds. The teammate trips somehow and falls out of bounds. The pass then between teammates contacts the official, bounces on the floor, player gets up, ultimately passes the ball in. Have we done things correctly on this play? Have you ever seen a play like this before? Right? It's crazy, crazy. So let's look at all of the things here, right? The player is allowed to move. The official does a fantastic job of indicating the ability to move along the end line. Everybody knows. They step to the side. Let's do that. The play is designed. Do we have illegal contact on the player who goes to the floor? Right? The ball contacts the official. They try to avoid it. They can't. Right? It contacts them. Has a violation occurred? Has anything occurred on this play? Right? This is legal by rule. Is the player within the 2 sidelines? It's close. Ultimately, we have a foul here. Take foul situation. Would that initial contact rise to the level of a foul? Fantastic. So we're looking at all of the things on this play, right? What ultimately happens is we've put a timer here on the screen. Hold on just a second. Oh, hold on. We've put a timer that'll go right here that shows the actual count, what it should have been, right? But we stop our count, right? That's something that we have to recognize is we've stopped our count in this situation. How can we avoid stopping our our count rather? How can we make it a habitual action? What kind of count would we want to have in this situation? Super precise, right? Very big and precise, right? That's the vibe we'd want from our count in this situation. Nothing subtle, right? Everybody knows, and be very precise with that count. But when something unusual happens and we're in a counting situation, like in a backcourt situation and the ball is deflected and the ball gets loose, we have to maintain that count if we are working in a state where we use the visible count. Let's do this. So ultimately on this play, we are correct in not putting a whistle into the game. Nothing illegal has occurred, and we have a human being who has a visible count, and their count becomes erroneous. There's no opportunity to correct when that occurs. It's simply relying on their count in this situation. They terminated their count and then resumed it. That was incorrect. We should have had a 5-second throw-in violation on this play. We did not. Obviously, it's a crazy play. I would say also that in a take foul situation, this initial two hands on the ball handler should be ruled a foul, right? So, they are looking to foul, right? We have two hands that gives us license to put a whistle on the play. And did we have a foul on blue 34 in this instance, right? That's what we have to look at as well, sorry, right? We have a player who is tripped and falls out of bounds. Is this illegal contact? Who is officiating that play, right? Our trail official is officiating the throw-in action, and this sort of occurs at their feet. Should our center come across and get that? Is it illegal contact, or did he just trip, right? A defender's never allowed to extend a leg. That tripping foul should have been ruled, in my judgment. So we missed a few things on this play, but one thing about it is it's a great play for review. It's great to, right? So at the end of the game, and in throw-in situations especially, unusual things can happen, and what we want to do is prepare ourselves for these moments, for the unforeseen, right? So that we have habits and fundamentals such as that count that will not end, right? I habitually do this in all situations during the game so that when the pressure's on and something unusual happens, my habitual actions continue, right? So we can always think about how we can fashion ourselves so that in high stress moments when unusual things occur, we can be at our best for the game, because that's what counts. Oy, oy, oy. What we have on this play. Motown's in the house. Excellent. Dave, you summed it up. What a crazy play. What a crazy play. Right, Michael, so it's easy to say, well, why did he stop? But something wild and unusual has happened, right? And when that happens, you see it all the time in backcourt scenarios, 10-second count scenarios. The ball gets deflected, two players go to the floor, and the official stops their count. It's common. It's common. For whatever reason, we think that episode has ended and now something different is occurring. Lance Wilson has the foul on the player going out of bounds. Didn't it touch the official? Yes, it did. I'm not looking back at that play. Yeah. Right. So you're the oh, what am I doing? I'm going here. Right. So you're the official on the play. What do you hear out of your right ear? An explosion from the blue bench. Everybody's like, that's got to be something, right? That's another factor on the play. That is what sort of led on the first play, led the official to take action, even though it was erroneous. Yeah, that's a foul. Would you come get that as new lead? Would you come get that as center? Would that be appropriate for the game? You know your partner's not officiating that play. You know that. But it's right in front of them. I can't put a whistle on that play, can I? Thomas said we should certainly be aware of a head coach calling a timeout. Did the team have a timeout available? Not sure, but anytime a moment of distress occurs for the team during the throw-in, we would definitely want that. I believe so. There's only one ball icon there. Shouldn't there be two? No throw-in violation, right? The count is definitely, is suspended. Mike, are you going to come from new lead to get that? You're going to come from center? I think the center, because what's the center looking at on the play? He glanced away, came back to it. New lead, sees the whole thing. Larry, you don't see the player being tripped? I mean, it's an extended leg. That the offensive player trips over. You could say, well, he tripped over it, right? It's not the defender didn't trip him, but is that extended leg legal? I would say never. Lance thinking that possibly the thrower stepping onto the court and then coming back. Let's take a look at that. I hadn't considered that. Would that be a violation? Is he a thrower at this point? No? I do not see anything illegal during the throw-in by the throwing team, other than taking 7 seconds. There you go. Mike gets it correct. Todd, he had an extended leg. That's just the bottom line, right? Unfortunate, right? Oh, but he has legal guarding position. I'm going to disagree with you on that. Not sure what you're asking, Todd. If it had been stopped, then we're obviously going to have a new count. Well, the play was designed for that player to be able to go out of bounds and receive the throw-in receive the ball being passed between teammates during a throw-in. Yeah, I thought our receiver was in great position. Mark, I'm not going to post your. Mark says this tourney is my town. I know the sea, and I'm not going to post your comment with an opinion about the caliber. Hey, Lance, that's good. That's good. All good. So Chris is saying he recommends being proactive about asking the coach about what they're potentially going to run. Not always an option for us. If we, the more information we have, the better, right? If you're the, if you're the defensive team in this situation, are we going to foul immediately? Are we going to, try to steal the ball first and then foul? Right? They're not. Some teams were coming out, take foul, take foul, take foul. That's their objective. Some teams, we've got more time maybe than this game situation, and we want to give the defense a chance on a steal prior to fouling, etc. Brian, that's above my pay grade. I don't know. I guess we would have to consider that. So let's say in this instance, I'm the player. I step out of bounds. My teammate's going to step in, but I throw this crazy pass with a lot of spin, right? That is going to go forward, and the player misses it, and the ball then spins and bounces onto the court. You have to consider that a throw-in pass in that instance. Right, just like the player who, if they fumbled the ball out of bounds during a throw-in and the ball bounces onto the court, that is to be considered the throw-in pass. So I agree with Billy Mack there, but that would have just added to the processing of our crew here. So why would it be a violation, Mike? It would be the same as if, right, we can't be out of bounds, throw the ball, bounce it so it bounces out of bounds and then inbounds. That's a violation. Oy, oy, oy. That we are working in the vagaries of the rule there. Wow. Awesome. All right, so that's play number 2. Okay. Well, that's a crazy play. Sometimes we see crazy plays on here and we get better so that when they occur in our game, right? So thanks for joining us today on 5 Play Friday. My name's Greg Austin with A Better Official. We craft video to help basketball officials get better, and 5 Play Friday is one of the key ways that we do that. Let's move on now to our next play.
They have Ambrose guarding Janiak. They need a three-pointer here if he makes it. He does. He knocks it down. A three-pointer can tie it. They need to get the ball down the floor fast. They get it into Spears. In the middle, three-pointer. He gets fouled and one! Bonga knocks it down. That might have been the shot of the tournament, ladies and gentlemen, with 0.5 seconds left.
All right, this game just keeps getting better and better, right? Oh, a huge basket. Our score is, it's a 3-point lead when the ball comes into play. We've got a foul ruled by both the center and the trail. Do we have a coverage issue here on this play? But key takeaway for me here is clocks, right? When should the clock have properly stopped? which officials are responsible for that. In an end-of-game situation, there's a big difference between 1.5 seconds and 0.5 seconds, right? Tenths of a second matter. Everybody should have an opinion. The fact that we had two officials officiating the same play here, right? This is the ball game, right? Maybe our lead would have information about the clock. When should the clock have stopped on this play, right? First of all, let's understand that. When should the clock start when a foul occurs in this, a stop rather, when the foul occurs in this situation? Let's take a look, right? It should occur on the official's whistle here. Foul occurs there. Whistles appear to be blown at 1.5. There's no adjustment of the clock. Ball goes in. Player's going to attempt a free throw to win the game, right? Super exciting. Great scenario. Who has responsibility for a last-second shot on this play, right? Our center is back in the backcourt dealing with, a press situation, and then the play is right in their lap and then goes away from them. They hurry to get back, are in good position. Our trail is coming in, scoring the goal as well, right? Have we pre-gamed this, how we're going to handle last-second shot situation? But in the end, there's no adjustment to the clock after this, and I believe there should have been. We need to have awareness about clocks in end-of-game situations. But our game just keeps getting better and better. Awesome. Low scroll turn off. I think more than that. Jacob Krause's in the house. Yeah. I would have a tough time processing that on the throw-in. This game is on YouTube. I think if we search for Adam, if we search for Jack Tosh Holiday Classic, this is a big, I guess, a huge tournament. It seemed like there were dozens of games on YouTube. They do a great job here with the broadcast. Just tremendous. And the video quality is fantastic. 60 frames a second. So what do you think about coverage on this play, right? We definitely want everybody to have an opinion on this play, but I would say to our lead, you've got to have a number. You've got to have a number on this play for the clock. Oh, and this play also brings up, just like, I love striped pants. I love striped pants. Warm-up pants. I'm a sucker. Oy, oy, oy. White shirt. The white shirt is a meme waiting to happen here. Let's take a look. White shirt guy. Awesome. Yeah, I'm with Mike. This is the center's call. If our trail maybe should have more responsibility for the clock. I've got 1.5 seconds as well. And just relating to the whistle, right? Yes, well, that's what we're going with. Raleigh, I agree. And so that's like one of our takeaways in the situation. It's just like, well, what have we learned here? What have we learned? If I'm the lead in this on this play, I have to have a number. Maybe it's I didn't glance up until 1.1, but I have to have a number in this situation. I have nothing else going on. I have an opinion about the play, but I have to have a number. Mike suggesting that we have some situations where there's no whistle in this situation, and indeed it's an obvious foul, or it appears to be. Absolutely, Raleigh. I'm with you 100%. Yep. Key takeaway on the play, Todd. Lead has to have an opinion. Oh, Mike Williams and I know there's a local high school, McClymonds, where Bill Russell went to school back in the day, number 6. That has striped pants. I just love them. I'm a sucker. I love them. Yeah, we're not picking nits because, again, where is the game, right? Let's go right here, here, here. Where is the game, right? We've got 6 players in the backcourt. Is there anything they're doing that is part of this? The game has shrunk down to a small little circle right here for a last-second shot, player releasing a try, a defensive player coming in. That's the entire game, right? So everyone should have an opinion, but we have to understand we got responsibilities for clocks in this situation. Great play. Love it. Love it. Thanks, Kamali. All right. Lance, yeah, right. We see ourselves on video do stuff. Wait a minute, I shouldn't have a count there, but I habitually do that when defense closes in on a player. No. All right. I have to put Billy on a timeout for deriding the striped pants. Chris with a great point. Be that official that is a great clock official when not being involved in the play. You add much great value to your crew, and they will appreciate it. Right? And so as a young official, right, Chris's counsel here is to start developing that skill, that awareness. And one of the ways we can do that is we watch game video from other situations, right? And then we start realizing, do I have habits and fundamentals on the court? Do I have the habitual checking of the clock on every whistle that my partner has? Did the clock stop properly? Did the clock start properly? Am I doing those things prior to the throw-in? Am I seeing where my partners are? Are they ready? Right, table, etc. Am I looking at all the things at the right times? These are super habitual actions. And unless we work at developing these habits, we are not going to execute on those habits in key moments. Right? So we develop the habit of checking throughout this JV game that's a 25-point game. I'm working on my clock awareness, right? Every single time my partner has a whistle and the clock stops, I glance at the clock. Can I do that for a JV game, right? Yeah, and I can start developing that habit, right? And then when we get into situations late, especially, my partner has a whistle, did the clock stop properly? right? Maybe it runs from 28.5 down to 27.8. And in this blowout JV game, we're not going to take time to fix it, but I'm aware, right? Or maybe we want to go through the process. Hey, the correct time should be this, put it on the clock, etc. Something that we can do, a habit that is so valuable in end of game situations, right? We see this crew, they're in this game, they make some mistakes, etc. Right? We can point fingers, or we could say, is that me? Would I get that right? Right? And the way that we can ensure that is that we build in habits and fundamentals throughout the game so that in key moments, we are that official who has the number and can get the clock adjusted correctly. That's what that guy says. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Ooh. Unbelievable. Mike has the case play for our ball deflected off of the official onto the court. I would not have had that at the ready if it happened in my game. I think that's a thing. You look it up, kids. Old Indiana University champions, the Kent Benson era. Okay. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Did I... Brian's looking for a travel on this play. Oh boy, that would be something. I don't see it. Right, we've got an excited bench. They, come onto the court a little bit. Is that a thing? No, not a thing. Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, now that is, let me do a second here. Let me check something. Okay, that was play number 3. And we're doing things a little bit out of sequence here. All right, at the start of the show, we had a You Make the Call play. Play number 1, let's review play number 1.
Another free throw could possibly seal this game, making it a 2-possession game. Second free throw, he knocks it down. That's why free throws are so clutch, ladies and gentlemen. Making it a 2-possession game here. They gotta hit a 3, and they need a stop. Deep 3 from Spears. He knocks it down. A huge shot from Jack Spears, knocking down a deep 3. So clutch.
All right. Ball goes in the basket. White has the ball at their disposal. White avoids the ball in an attempt to allow the clock to run. The official recognizes this action, puts a whistle on the play, and assesses a delay of game warning on the throwing team. Is that the correct ruling in this situation? No, it is not, right? Our instruction here is to, when the ball is in our judgment at the disposal of the throwing team, we are to begin a count whether or not the team has the ball, is holding the ball or not, right? That would be the correct adjudication of this play. Simply begin the throw-in count. The team would have 5 seconds to release a throw-in onto the court, and if they failed to do that, it would be a throw-in violation. So in this instance, we have erroneously stopped the clock, and we have erroneously assessed a delay of game violation, right? We've done that. We were under pressure. It was an end of game scenario, and we have done that. You are on this crew. Are we going to allow this to be a delay of game violation? Do we know the correct ruling in this situation? Is this one of the areas for delay? Right? The official is going to make a judgment about when the ball is available to the team for the throw-in, and when it does, at that point, the ball will become live. In this instance where White avoids the ball, right? Let's take a look at it. Right? The ball is caught by one player. He knows he's not the thrower and releases it in the direction of a player who is to be the thrower. The player who is to be the thrower sees the ball and says, wait a minute, if I don't pick it up, then the clock will continue to run, and that's to their advantage. Perfect. Great. But the ball was available to the team. The officials should begin their count, and they would have 5 seconds. So our partner has put a delay of game violation erroneously into the game. Do we have any opportunity to correct that, or is that in stone now, right? We have the ability as a crew, and we should go to our partner and say, partner, I think we've made a mistake here. This is not a delay of game violation by rule, and we should correct it, right? It's an inadvertent whistle. The ball will be available to White for a throw-in, but we should take that out of the game. Or we could just say, well, look, there's 5 seconds left in the game. What can happen? What can possibly happen? Right? So we've made a mistake in this scenario. The correct ruling should have been to simply begin a 5-second count. At the end of the game, when the time is compressed, right, there's a lot of pressure on us, right? The official steps out of bounds. They begin their count. Something unusual happens. The coach is right in his ear saying, you got it, that has to be something, right? We react to it and put a whistle on the play. What we want to do is know how to handle these situations so that we don't erroneously react in these situations. And it's tough. It's tough. It's not like, oh, this is really easy. We can fix this really easily. When the game is compressed, it puts a lot of pressure on us to be at our best, right? And that's why we analyze game video, look at rules, right? Constantly refining, sharpening the saw so that in these key moments of games, we can get things right. So a great play scenario for us to look at and know better for next time without it having happened to us. Two. I'm going there and there. Oh. I don't understand your comment, Mike. And I really don't understand emojis. Right. So Ted, our guidance is that the team needs time to recognize that it's a throw-in situation, etc. So the moment it passes through the goal, we're not going to begin a count. When the ball is caught by the teammate, I'd say the natural spot here to begin the 5-second count for me, if I was on this game and the ball passes through the net, here, this player tosses the ball here, I'm beginning my count right here, right? Right here as the player is approaching the basketball in this situation. The throw-in was available to them. The ball was live. They are in a position where delay is potentially on their mind. I'm going to err in that. Well, so whether or not we correct this as a crew, I mean, maybe our crew is unaware, right? They think this is the correct way to handle this situation. But if, for our young officials who are on this game, right? Again, listening to that voice, wait a minute. This is not a delay of game situation. We have handled this erroneously. We have stopped. We put a whistle in the game, right? But I can go to my crew and say, here's what I have on this play. Here's what I think we're doing. I think we may be going down the wrong path, etc. Well, it's great to see end of game situations where a crew is under stress and mistakes are made. Why is it great to see mistakes made? Because I don't want to make those same mistakes. If I see them and I recognize what are the underlying things and what could be done differently, we're sitting here, we're watching something in slow-mo, we don't feel the pressure of the game, etc. This is a great learning environment as a result. Thomas, if it was less than 5 seconds, White could simply let the clock expire. Yes. And we would expect that potentially actions by the defensive team in that situation, attempting to step out of bounds and get a violation, or bat the ball to get a delay of game violation, etc., or attempt to foul. And if none of those rise to the level of something where we have to stop play, then we simply let the clock expire. Good point, Mike. So if this happened exactly in the first half, what would the refs have done then? This crew would probably have done the same thing. I don't know. I think that's a factor, Brian. I think that's a factor, right? But that's one of the things we have to be prepared for is energy and the ability to ignore that energy, because we know what the correct situation is. Mike Williams is on the chat. I pulled a clip last year or the year before of him. A team is like jumping up and down about a traveling violation, etc. And Mike's just extending his hand like, fellas, I got this, right? Because he knows what happened on the play. He knows to expect that energy. He knows how to respond to it, right? But in end of game situations, we're vulnerable. We're vulnerable if we haven't crossed all our I's and dot our T's. Larry asking, wow, if this would have been the second DOG and thus technical foul, prescient. All right, this game is full of action and adventure. Let's see what the next chapter holds.
Over. They've gone back and forth. Falcons ball. Looking to take some time off the clock now with under a minute to go in double overtime. Janiak to inbound. Bonga sets a screen. They give him a technical. Ambrose was across the line. So they will have Spears shoot free throws, and they will get the ball right back as well. Good call by the ref there, watching how he reached across the line.
Okay, we have a situation where our defender is ruled to be violating the boundary plane. This is a delay of game warning situation, but previously our team had erroneously been assessed a delay of game warning. Thus, we now have a team technical foul. Important to recognize it's a team technical foul. And our situation has compounded itself now in double overtime. Right? So previously on 5 Play Friday, we've had situations where we have throw-ins near the team bench. Of course, this is a situation, end of game. We want to be really sharp with the way we handle this, right? Originally, our official comes in and their body, by stepping between the players, gets the defensive player to back up in this situation. We have quite a bit of room for our thrower in this situation, but we want to be super prepared to make sure that they have enough room, make sure that our defensive player is going to respect the boundary lane. Handling these situations and end of game situations effectively can really enhance our game and prevent preventative officiating situations like this. I don't know that our thrower has 3 feet available to them in this situation. It's hard to tell from this angle, right? So our official, recognizing that a plane violation has occurred in this situation, assesses a team technical, and then we have a little interaction with the coach. If we take a look at that, I don't know that that enhances our game situation here. So in the end, though, our erroneous ruling of an initial delay of game warning now leads to a double overtime assessment of a team technical foul. Right? That's why it would be important, first of all, to understand that we've done it incorrectly in the first place. But if we were on that crew as well, getting that situation fixed, so that we don't have this situation here. Also, when we have throw-in situations, especially late in the game, let's be really intentional about how we handle the thrower understanding their throw-in spot. Remember last week we had a play where a collegiate player violated a throw-in spot, right? Make sure everybody understands their restrictions in this situation so that we can do these things successfully. And again, how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by handling the situation in that JV game that's 27-point blowout, right? And we're paying attention to details and building habits and fundamentals about how to handle the situation on the play. So, this game just keeps on giving. Tremendous play after tremendous play. Do that. Do that. Do that. Whew. Yeah. Let's see. So Larry was very prescient. I love that word. I love prescient. Lots of vowels. Tony, I'm not showing the whole game. I should put a link to the game video. I will do that. I will put that in the show description. Eventually. He did miss the end one. Yes. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the best way to handle doing these plays. Which, would it be better to have like one long video with fast forward? I actually have that on the next clip. This is what I chose. Yeah. Well, I think our crew does a pretty good job on this game. They sound very young. I appreciate their efforts at announcing the game. Right, Tony. Well, we have to give our thrower 3 feet. We don't have to back the defensive player up 3 feet. But if we watch, like right here, no, do this. I thought we were going to do a great job right here, right? Because we've stepped between him, naturally moving the player back, right? And if we could say, that gives us the ability then to say, hey, so you stay back here, etc., something like that. But then he immediately exhausts all of the space available to him. We've got our coach in close proximity as well. Not really a factor on the play. Greg's saying, look at the other coach. I hadn't. I will. Again, he's offering instruction to our official about what they have to call. Good point. Good point. It's not as tight, Randy, as some, don't you think? I mean, it looks like there's, like you can see the 28-foot line, the mark, which is usually at least a couple of feet before we get to players on the bench feet. Billy Mack's got a case play. In situations where the clock is running and 5 seconds are left in the game, a throw-in, plane violation, or interfering with the ball following a goal shall be ignored if its only purpose is to stop the clock. However, if the tactic in any way interferes with the thrower's efforts to make the throw-in, then we have to call a technical foul. That would be for the defense in this situation. That's referring to the previous throw-in. It looks like he's got his left hand. That's my left hand. He's kind of got it cupped like this. Boy, Chris is just dropping the bombs in this episode, right? So in the back of your mind, you've already assessed a DOG. You're doing everything in your power preventatively to even allow that possibility to occur, right? Also, so especially in this situation. But even with that, in the absence, we've yet to assess a delay of game warning, right? We want to, in these throw-in situations, especially in front of the bench, right? We can bench under pressure. Unusual situation, not enough room for the thrower. How much are we going to move the defender back? How are we going to communicate to them? I need your hands back, right? Etc. How are we going to talk them out if they start to lean forward or move their foot forward? Are we going to just allow things to occur? Are we going to try to use preventative officiating? And we can get reps. You can get reps in your next game. It's Friday. You got a game tonight. let's go out and take the lessons learned and make things happen. Wow, that was interesting. Ooh, oh, interesting. It seems as though our official is assessing a technical on the player by their actions, by directing it at the defensive player. We don't require the coach to sit down. They're not required to sit down, but we can move them. I think we can say, Coach, I need you down here for this throw-in, right? We can't. They're already essentially out of their box here. Our team benches, the seats are of course close to the table, and we've got coaches who are standing and they are not within the coaching box. But he's outside the coaching box here, and I could say, I want you to move closer to the table, or I could say, Coach, I need you down here, right? I need you not interfering with the thrower. Because if we see that we're the coaching box area, but even their proximity there is a factor, I think. We can definitely ask that coach to move. I don't know that I have rules support for that, but I'm doing it. Robert Adams, excellent, excellent. Dr. Phil says we're whacking that visiting coach. You get the sense we haven't addressed coaches in this game. I did not watch the entire game. Yes, Mike. Yes, they should. Is it our responsibility? No. Is it an effective tool in our game? Yes, I would say. Excellent. Okay. That was play number 4. I've got one more play. I go here. Does this game have any more to offer? Let's find out.
Got a deep three from Nazos. No good. Janiak brings down the board, and he'll shoot. Agreed, in and out. He had a lot of separation. Not a bad look for Nazos. Just had nobody there to bring down the board.
Batavia has to hope for at least one miss here.
Janiak drains the first. 3-point game, 3 seconds to go. Timeout, Wheaton. Now Janiak to shoot. He has one more free throw. He knocks it down. Now a 4-point game, 2-possession game. They need a quick 3. 2 seconds, 1 second. Half court, desperation shot. No good. Wheaton North takes the win.
All right, game over. I don't understand what's going on in this free throw situation. We have a foul. We're going to shoot bonus free throws. We attempt the first free throw with no players in marked lane spaces. And then a timeout is requested and granted, and we come back and there's players in marked lane spaces. I don't understand what has occurred here. It's the game that just keeps giving. What the heck? I don't understand how that could possibly happen. But that's just me, right? So unless I'm missing something on this play, obviously those lane spaces should have been filled. The timeout is granted. Can we then assess a free throw violation at that point once our crew gets together and recognizes? No. Once the free throw ends, we would not have that opportunity. But yeah. This game just keeps giving, right? So a lot of things from this game that we've really taken advantage of today, learning points of understanding, things that we can get better at, but always recognizing that in end of game situations, the game time is compressed. Everybody is more frantic, right? Teams that are losing will do desperate things, etc. We need to be at our best. The way we can be at our best is by preparing with habits and fundamentals throughout our game so that in end of game situations, we shine. That's the situation. Does anybody have any explanation about why this would occur? Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. You go over to Greek coach's pregame and say, Coach, I've seen you work, so I know that the coaching box tonight is all the way to the middle of the table here and about 5 feet out onto the court. Please respect your box. I have no explanation about how this could possibly occur. I just don't understand it. Right. So I'm thinking, Dave, I'm thinking, we missed something that occurred, prior, but then everybody comes out and fills the marked lane spaces. So 'tis what it is. All right. Mike's got a case play for us about whether or not we'd be able to assess that after the timeout. Maybe. Right. So this, if this was after a timeout, we'd use resumption of play. So that'd be something to review. If the player was fouled and a timeout was requested, it's time to resume play. The defensive team doesn't come out to occupy those spaces. We would use resumption of play, administer the first free throw. I'm almost sure that I'm correct. But in this situation, if they fail to occupy, right? Hey, White, I need you down low. What are we going to say that constantly? White, I need you down low. In this situation, if they fail to do that intentionally, then that is a team technical in that situation. Mike's got the case play. Well, we do see the teams amassing. Well, so Chris, of course, if you're on this, let's say you have a game, right? Let's say you're a young official and you have a game and your team did things incorrectly in a number of situations, right? And it's just like, oh, I'm an absolute failure, right? This is such a deep hole to dig myself out of, right? Or you can just accept it what it is. There are results. We have results. I did a game, our crew did a game, and we have results. We did this well, and this well, but man, we made a huge mistake here, a huge mistake here, a huge mistake here, right? Let's say you're the coach and your point guard made a huge mistake here, a huge mistake here, and a huge mistake here. Oh, it's all over for you, young man, right? No, it's teaching points, right? We have the opportunity to improve. We have the opportunity to get better. Right? Just recognize it for what it is. I've got things that led me to this situation. I need to improve this. I watch my game video and I see I made the mistake this game, and I see now looking back, I realize I made it the previous situation. I didn't learn from the mistake, but now I see it, I understand it, and I'm going to be better. And how am I going to be better? I'm going to do things more habitually, right? Better habits and fundamentals. And when I recognize something else that I'm doing wrong, either individually or on a crew, On a crew, I was not there with the rule for my crew. I allowed my crew to do this thing, right? I need to be better on a crew. I need to express myself when I have a reservation, and so that we don't get plays wrong, right? So that is what it's all about, right? I mean, we're not here to say, boy, these guys are terrible. They made a mistake. Oh, how on earth could these officials do these things? We all are subject to doing these things or other things, or being unaware in a situation, making a smaller mistake, not expressing ourselves as a crew member, allowing something to happen where we think it's not going to be a big deal. Well, my partner put a delay of game in and it shouldn't have been, but I'm not going to fix it because there's only 5 seconds left in the game, and it, etc. So, Greg, you're asking about I'm not sure. That's what I'm taking from it, Tony, is teaching moments. Okay. All right. Where are we at? 84 minutes in. I have a couple of bonus plays. Let's go here. I'm going to let that be that. And we'll go there. Oh. Well, there it is. We had it in our last 5-play Friday. The ball thrown from beyond the three-point line. Defensive player deflects the ball up and into the basket. The officials rule 2 points shall be awarded. Were the officials correct? Yes or no? Of course, we know from last week, no, they were not. This is a 3-point goal by rule. This was not a try, but it is a ball that is thrown, passed, or shot from beyond the 3-point arc that is contacted by a defender, and that ball ultimately passes through the basket. Officials at the National Federation of High School level are to rule that a 3-point goal by rule. So thank you, Tony Dahl, for submitting this clip, which is a great example of the play occurring in a high school game. Seeing it here will help us be better prepared when it occurs in our game, because everybody's a bit stunned when it happens. But by rule, the high school level, this is a 3-point goal by rule. Will Billy Mack disagree? That's what inquiring minds want to know. Thanks for submitting that play, Tony. Tony says this is all on his partners. Yeah. I mean, it's literally, you have been punched in the nose when this happens in your game. It's like, what did I just see? How do we rule on that? Of course, the game wants to move forward. Coach is over on the sidelines say, that's three. Rockin' D. Excellent. Jeremy. Yeah, baby. David, if a player has the ball between their knees and is holding the ball between their knees, they are playing the ball with their leg. This would be a kicking violation by rule. Greg Becker's got that. Right on. Okay. Now. do everything after the fact. All right, I have one more bonus play. Let's take a look at one more bonus play for live streamers only. All right, habits and fundamentals. We got a technical foul assessed on this play. Let's look at all the things by the crew here. Right, three-person game. Visitors 21-7 in the first period. I think we know how this game potentially has gone, right? We've got a coach out on the floor, yelling across the floor, gesticulating, and our center official now says, hey, back, I need you, coach, back. And then our coach uses some magic words or expresses something unsporting, and our official assesses a technical foul. A little bit of emotional energy in the assessment of this technical foul, but then the habits and the fundamentals. The official moves away. There's no turnaround and directing comments, face to face or anything like that. His partner from lead says, "Oh, I've seen this movie before," and he comes. He's like, "Well, I got to get over there," and he uses his body to separate between the two officials. I don't think our head coach was necessarily upset with our tableside official, more their crew member across the court. So, it wasn't like a personal thing. But then habits and fundamentals. The official assesses the technical foul, moves across the court. Right? These are all great habits and fundamentals that will, in situations will serve us well. These officials may have worked together a lot, pre-gamed this, how they were going to handle. But this is pretty smoothly done in the execution of it. I like our lead. He's like, "Yeah, I'm coming over." Right? Puts his body between. Official goes opposite. And we're moving on. Right? Just an effective way to handle a technical foul situation. Did our coach have any case on this play? The player was displaced by his teammate. Was there contact up top by Black? Possibly. Not obvious. Al Kennedy provided this clip. He also has the same clip from the opposite angle, which does not reveal obvious contact on the play as well, right? But, so we have a coach who is gesticulating and yelling across the court, and it is addressed, right? The first thing the center official does is, "Coach, I need you back," right? And addresses what they were doing, right? This is an effective tool, a way to do that. And then after addressing that, there was something untoward afterward that made it rise to the level of a technical foul, right? Like I say, there's a bit of an emotional reaction, the initial assessment of the technical foul. We don't want to see that just to be a little smoother, right? But assesses the technical foul and moves away so that there's no subsequent interaction. The partner comes over, puts themselves in between the two officials. Very effective way to handle a technical foul, something you can easily pregame and do in your very next game. Yeah, Chris. I love it. Everything about the lead official coming over. It's like, oh, I got to go to work now. Right? Just a lunch pail vibe. Previous play. So Thomas is saying this exact same play 30 years ago, right? So in 2001, I think is when the rules interpretation came out. Not referring to this play, referring to the previous play. That any ball thrown, passed, or shot from behind the three-point arc that contacts the defense, that goes through the basket is to be considered a three-point goal. Now, since it's not a try, if there's some event that occurs, here, let's go here. Since it's not a try, if there's some event occurs that causes the ball to become dead, since it's not a try in flight, right? If this play happened with when the throw was released with 1 second, the defense deflects the ball, it goes up in the air, the horn sounds, and then the ball passes through the basket. Would we have a goal? I would say no, since it was not a try. The ball became dead when it was in the air and the horn sounded, because it's not a try. It's not to be considered a try. It's to be considered a three-point goal if it passes through, right? And it's a shoehorning of the result in, it could potentially conflict with other rules. So I would agree with you, Thomas, here. It's not that the shot ended because it was not a shot, that it would not count. Al Kennedy in the house. Okay, so now I'm doing this. Now we're back. Raleigh, which play does that refer to? So one thing I want to also about this play, one thing that I would, so it's not prescribed. Was this, and he choked to death live on YouTube. Is this a 3-point try for goal? Our original play here. And if it's not, do you indicate that? Because our table is not going to have any idea. They're going to think, well, it probably was based on where the player was on the court. If the ball goes in. Right. Is this a 3-point goal? Appears we may have a toe on the line, but no indication by the official that that's the case. I know, me personally, I know it's not prescribed. I will point to the line because I don't want my partner to react if the ball goes in and put their hands up. I don't want the table to react, assuming, etc. Right? Is it prescribed by Mechanics National Federation of High School? No, it's not. But to me, the number one thing in my game is I want to avoid confusion or misinterpretation by anybody involved in the game. I don't want the players to be confused. I don't want coaches to be confused. I don't want my partner to be confused. I don't want my table crew to be confused, right? And so if I can do something subtle that prevents that, then I am all about that. I'm not sure which play that we're talking about. I'm a little. I wonder what the origin of gesticulating is. Another great word. Another great word. If somebody used it earlier, they would have been prescient. Oh. Oh, I see. I see. You're talking about a different scenario. All right, Tony, thank you for contributing that play. Appreciate it. This inbound play at 2:29, the clock failed to start. Let's see. It would certainly appear so. All right, so in your game, you get right here, right? This is your JV game, etc. And you get the right here, you recognize as center, hey, the clock has not properly started. We blow a whistle, we rule the play dead. What happens next? Partner, you had a count, right? The ball has become live, basketball has been played, the clock failed to start. Partner, what was your count? 2? Okay, 2:27, sideline throw in, and your partner says, thanks a lot. Now I got to come across the court and administer the throw in. I think his player was fouled. I mean, the player went to the floor and he's putting 2 and 2 together. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for your just bombs from the top rope. He's coming in and like prescient point, or not prescient, super valuable. Awesome. Great work today. Yeah, that's what we have on that. Okay. Short show today, 1 hour and 40. It's going to be easier to edit. Whew. Thank goodness. Thanks goodness. All right. Well, I have doubleheader tonight, JV and varsity. I don't usually do JV games a couple times a year. Always fun to work with JV coaches. Well, yeah, but Robert, this is obviously an inset. This is the actual game clock. You know, it's got the squires and it's got the ads, etc. So you can never trust a graph. Whenever I do this, my hands don't go even. Thank you. Thanks, Brett. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. So he's got his son is playing, and then there's another. Who else is on that team? Another NBA. Well, I usually only do one game a night because I'm not available until after 6. But this JV game starts at 6. So that's why I'm always up. I love doing freshman games, especially as well, because like I tell my young partners in pregame, nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything about high school basketball. Coaches don't know. The parents don't know. The players know. They're learning. They're coming from, different levels, etc. So expect confusing communication from stakeholders. Oh, excellent. Well, that's the correct ruling, Joe. If you have zeros on the clock but no horn has sounded, if you have a throw-in situation, of course, we recommend going to the timer and saying, what is the display on your console? Because their display may say the tenths, 0.7, 0.3, 0.2. Obviously, it makes a difference if we have a throw-in situation at the end of the game. Got it. Got it. We should do a 5-play fly. Yes, we absolutely should. We absolutely should. A 5-play Friday. Hear me out. 5-play Friday after hours. And with each play, a shot is taken or an alcoholic beverage is consumed. Oh, that would be scintillating. That would be scintillating. Should do that on New Year's Eve or something. Oh, awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to wish everybody the best as they go forward into their games tonight. I am going to look forward to my games. I'm working with a brand new official, new to me. I've never worked with him before. And then the varsity game, I'm working with a very long-time friend and official. So I hope everybody's got coffee? Coffee? All right. So I did not incorporate the some stuff. Oh. Is that a replacement? What's going on there? Labrum tear? Well, nothing but the best, Dave. I hope surgery is super successful, goes well, and you are quickly on the mend. Of course, that's one of the disadvantages we face as we get older, or some people get older, is the healing process not as quick as it used to be in our youth, but nothing but the best, David. Veteran biker, what is the rule for fans, students standing courtside during the game, right? So again, habits and fundamentals, right? Have we talked to game administration prior to the game? Have we talked to the person responsible for this student section? And have we talked to maybe a visiting administrator who will be handling the visitor section? Maybe they don't have anybody there. Maybe the kids just showed up, etc. Maybe they knew in advance and sent somebody along. Have we talked to those people? Have we expressed what we want in those situations, right? Nobody's standing on the floor. If it's a tight environment, yeah, make sure nobody's on the floor. Let's leave the first step open. Whatever we feel is best, and we can get now. Are they bound to do that? Not necessarily, but if they want to work with us and make that happen. If we have a situation during the game where the student section has become a little erratic and there's people down on the floor, or they're acting out a scene, fainting on the floor level, right? We can always just go to our game administrator. Hey, can we tighten this up, etc. Right? But prior to the game, have we gone to game administration, introduced ourselves, asked where they will be if something happens in the game? At lower level games, maybe it's less obvious. Maybe the worst case scenario is our coach is responsible for that. But have we gone through that process? Have we built that into our habits and fundamentals for each and every game? So, and that can help you, right, in situations like that. Patrick Weaver is a firefighter. I am like a superhero. I wait for emergencies to occur, go into phone booths, which is really much harder these days. Okay, cool. All right, I am wrapping it. I'm wrapping it. I hope everybody's got a great game tonight. Keep it safe and fair out there. Protect your body. Do something nice for your legs and your knees and your ankles and your hips. And make sure your significant other is well taken care of in your absence. All right. Adios, everybody. Have a great one.